Well, good afternoon. About a week or so ago, my grandson, you guys have seen him on videos. He's a big old boy, about 6'4", 230 pounds. Had a chuck was stuck right here, and you know how sometimes they'll stick and they're a little hard to get off. So he basically put, it's not in here now, but he put the headlock in, and he commenced to use this nice big wrench, and he unstuck it. Now, the hand wheel has a hole in it here, and I have a rod here for putting down so that you can, for something really heavy. But he didn't know that, so I didn't fuss at him too much. But here's what happened. Here's what the new headlock latch looks like, and there's the old one. Now you can see he did a job on it. I probably couldn't have done that. Well, anyway, what I'm going to do is naturally I'm going to put a new one in. It goes right here. Okay, that's no problem. But in addition to that, I'm going to put a cutoff switch. So I've got everything here. Here's a toggle switch I'm going to use, and here's all the clips and the wires and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to put the latch in with a medium strength Loctite. I believe they had it in with super strength Loctite because it was hell to get out. I mean, look how I had to use vice grips on it and everything else to get it out, and then I had to retap the hole. So anyway, here's the deal. After I put this in, I'm going to put a rod on it, and this will slide onto right here like that to extend that little handle out. I've got it already sitting here. I'll be using JB weld to put that on with. And what this will do, come over here and look at this. Toggle switch is going to sit approximately right here. And then this will be on that. And then as it comes down, it will flip the toggle switch. And nothing will work until you flip this toggle switch the other way. Now the way I'm going to do that, I've already got the panel pulled loose. So you take this is the emergency switch right here, and see this black wire, it's a ground. That black wire is cut, nothing works, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to interrupt that black wire through a switch. Just that simple. And the switch, I'll drill it, it'll sit right in here like that. I'll run the wire down here and back up to it, and that'll be all it is to it, my friends. And I'll use these clips on the inside to hold the wire in place. So I'm going to get my drill. I've already got my drill bits out. It's a 15-30 seconds and a little starter drill bit. And so I'll get one thing at a time. I'll probably just go ahead and put the new latch in first. And then I will put the extension on it to see exactly where it's going to sit so that I'll know where to put my switch. Okay, so I'll get back at it. Well, here we are, guys. It's all wired up and ready to go. There's the toggle switch. Runs right in here. When I turn this around, it'll push this down. It won't push it down. You'll have to push it down. But, that's not a big deal. There you go. I've got it in the off position now, so whenever I unlock it, I'll just do that, and it runs. There you go. That's it, except for the extension. Well, I believe the JB welds had plenty of time to set up, so I thought I'd come over here and check it out. Here's the deal right there. Let's turn this machine on. And we'll come down here and put it on forward. And we'll see. Works fine. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to engage the lock. It'll bring it down to that switch right there. And it's locked and nothing. So when we put it back, we just do it like that. And we got it back. Just that simple. So that's my 1, 2, 3, 4, that's my 5th mod on this lathe. I've had lots of people, not lots, but a few anyway, ask me about the lathe, you know, so I thought maybe it'd be a good opportunity, being as I've been using it for about 13 months now, to sort of give an overview of it again. I did it when I first got it, but first I'll tell you all about it. It's a Grizzly G0 800. It has a 3 horsepower, 220 single phase motor. It has the headstock. Right here you can see the headstock is movable. Alright, you can see it is a 12 by 48. In other words, I'm supposed to be able to turn a 24-inch bowl over the ways. Now, you can come down to the other end down here and see the tailstock. It's very hefty, heavy tailstock. Anyway, it's removable in a sense. You can take and swing it out of your way, and you can bring the headstock down here. And if you've got the right, which I don't have one because I don't do that, if you've got the right wrist on a post or whatever, you can do a really large bowl. You probably couldn't on this one because I put that switch there. But I don't anticipate ever doing that. If I do, I will do something about it. So we put that back there. Of course, the features on this are numerous. It has a 2-speed belt. Very easy to change. All you do is move that lever, lift your motor up, move your belt down to the next groove right here and here. And those are, I think I got a chart right here. It runs from, it says 60 to 1,000 RPM and 200 to 3,500. That's not quite right because this thing will run 6 RPM. And it does hit 1,000, and the other two is correct. Anyway, that's another little feature. A couple of things that I've done. When I first got it, I was turning a winged bowl, and I noticed it was right here, and you're standing here trying to turn, and you want to, you know, reach around and adjust the speed or turn over. You had to reach way around that thing swinging and turn it right here. And I just found that very, very uncomfortable. So what I did is I put a second potentiometer, see it right here, and I put it on a toggle switch where I can switch it from there to there. You see that LED go out? Okay, now this LED's on. So now, here it running, I can do it from there. In addition to that, I put an emergency stop switch right here. It totally interrupts the incoming 220 line on both lines. So basically, when you turn it off here, you've got it unplugged. If you don't, this LED right here stays on all the time. And I don't know if that hurts anything. That's the way it's made, but I prefer to just turn it off. And you can do that just by emergency bump it with your knee, or just do that and it is totally off. So anyway, here's another little change I made. I put a second tower on the banjo. And the reason I did that was that, you know, a lot of times you're cutting way over here, especially on something small, and you just can't get to it unless you put an extension. So I find this to be very handy. We got to redo it. I made that one last cut and made this hole just a little too large, so I'll redo it when I get around to it. Other than that, that's basically all I've done to it, which is, you know, it's quite a bit really. But maintenance on this is almost nil. You know, you squirt a little WD-40 in your Morse taper holes right here on both ends, and I use a shotgun brush, you know, like for a 12-gauge shotgun to clean it out. And you keep your waves clean. The best way to keep your waves clean is just, you know, basically just, if you notice my videos, I blow them off a lot. I don't let stuff sit on them. When I do need to clean them, I use, I know you're not going to believe this, but I use PAM, cooking oil, and a spray can. And, you know, after if there's anything stuck on it, like, you know, maybe a piece of CA glue or something like that, after I get that off, I take some 320 sandpaper and PAM, and I sand it. I watched a video the other day of a guy, I'm not going to say who, but he was putting spray shellac or spray lacquer, I forget, on his waves. And I don't know, he just claimed it worked better, but I have serious doubts. I'm an old painter from way back, painted lots of cars and stuff, and I know that if you put any kind of paint on those waves after they've been oiled good and so forth, it'll stay for a while, but it'll peel off. I mean, the only way to really do that is to etch the metal with some sort of acid solution to make the paint stick. Otherwise, it's not going to stay. Your shellac or lacquer, it's going to ball up on you. So the best thing to do is just keep these clean and keep them sort of impregnated with oil. If they get a little too slick on you and your tailstock starts to creep, even when it's tight, just take a little paint thinner and wipe them down. It'll fix it. Anyway, that's the lathe, guys. So I've also had people want me to do shop tours, and I did one a long time ago, but you know, I haven't done one in a while, and it's been a while. So here's my basic area here. I'll get back here so you can see it a little better. I've got 2 of those Harbor Freight tables, and you know, I'll be able to deal here, you know, to hang stuff on, and then there's a window in behind there. I made that to hang my cutting tools on it, and some shelves over here for, you know, just putting stuff. And up here, you know, I had people talk about, you know, sometimes I don't wear dusty. That runs all the time when I'm turning right there. It helps a lot. That's a room, I don't know, dust collector, I guess you call it, filter system. So it works good. So anyway, we can move around the room here a little bit. In my grandson's car, we were putting brakes on it and put a new caliper on the rear and it leaked. Got a second caliper and put on the rear and it leaked. Anyway, here's this was a hangar. Back in the day, I used to build a few airplanes. I think I built 4 of them. And this was where I kept them, the small 2-place airplanes. Well, like I was talking about, my big door here, it's 36 feet to 18-inch commercial doors. And here's how it works right here. It's got an 8,000-pound winch, came off a truck, battery powered. I got the charger on it now, but it has a series of cables runs up to here. And let me show you how it works right here. You'll have to pardon my crazy dog. He goes crazy when I do this. But that's usually where I do it, and then just for grins, I have one on each end. I put a safety pin in it right here, like so. I keep it from falling down in case the cable breaks, because it is bad heavy. I like light. I have a total, well, 9. You know, I have 9 windows in here. So we walk around here, and there's a 17-inch grizzly bandsaw. That's a fairly new acquisition. Got another bandsaw here, and that's about probably 25 years old. That's a 12-inch Craftsman. Now here's a router table I built. There's a cutoff saw. Back there in the corner is one of those reciprocating sanders. There's a disc sander right there. Here's one of them little old short Harbor Freight saws. It does good for little quick jobs. This is sort of a upside down jigsaw. I don't know exactly what you call it. Another Harbor Freight sander and a little scroll saw right there. Come back over here and there's a little planer, and there is my laser. all sitting there. Now you may think, well, you've got a lot of stuff. Well, I do, but you know, I accumulate things. I've been living right here for 30 years. Been married for 55, and that sort of lets you accumulate and build things after a while. There's what you hear in the background going all the time. That came out of a chicken house. And that thing will move some air at a fairly slow pace and keep this whole area really nice and cool. So we go in, got I keep a bunch of stuff in all of those. Those were old, for anybody that knows, those used to have IBM cards in them years ago. And if you don't know, well, you just need to go Google it. And you can see that's where they kept them. All right, you come in here and, you know, talking about keeping tools, this drill press, I probably had it 25 years. Move over here, there's my Chop Master. It's a metal lathe. It has a milling head and a drill press, all computerized. It's not CNC computerized, but measurement-wise it is. And of course, I got all the other junk that goes with it. Sanding belt, that's where I used to make my knives when I made knives. Still haven't redone all those belts, all those old belts. So we go around here, and here's a big old long table. I used to build wings on that table, so that's why it's long. It's 12 feet and you know, 36 or 8 inches, and it's perfectly flat on top. Heavy steel. It's on rollers. It is really handy. And we go over there, and you know, that's where I keep my computer and TV and stuff like that, and toaster oven and all that. This entire shop configuration is about 2,300 square feet. Started with what we're standing in, and I just, you know, built one thing at a time. Regular tools. You come over here, and I possess a federal firearms license and deal with that a little bit. So there it is with all the necessary sales tax and all that kind of stuff. You come over here, and this is where I do my, if I do any gun work or, you know, transferring guns, I basically only transfer now because, you know, all these big box stores, you can buy a gun cheaper online from one of those big box stores than you can through a wholesaler when they run them on sale. And there's my hunting jacket and stuff, and some of the wood. Here's some of my stuff here. I got a big announcement coming on my next video. I'll give you a hint right now. I'm going to start selling my work. My grandson's going to do it for me. He's going to build a website and all that. I'm not going to sell it. I'm just going to let him sell it. He's a college kid trying to make his way through college, give him a chance to earn a little bit of money. So we come over here, and there's, you know, some of that, and safe in the corner with a deer head and a goat head and all that kind of stuff. So we'll come out here, a nice couch in case I want to crash. And junk shelves way over there in the corner. Old refrigerators, I think I got 6 or 7 of those. Those are probably about the most perfect thing I've ever had for keeping stuff in. You know, they keep it dry. And not only that, down here we have what we call dirt daubers. And during the late summer, they will build their little mud nest in anything. And a pressure pot, and there's a press right there. And then in here I built a little kitchen refrigerator. Scrounged this out of a building they were remodifying where I used to work. They were throwing that in a dumpster, and I grabbed it, and there wasn't nothing wrong with it. Well, the little refrigerator didn't work, but I didn't care about that anyway. So, and I've got back here, I've got a bathroom. So that's about it, guys. Other than you walk out here behind the shop, this is all out of the view of the house. My wife wouldn't let me have it. But anyway, it's a metal pile, and under there's a bunch of different kinds of wood, and you can look over there next to the tractor shed, and you can see there's a pile of sweet gum. There's some cedar, and over there just past the ladder is a big old pile of that is white oak. It's all white oak. So and if you can come on over here a little bit more, I'm not going to walk way over there, but if you look in where the blue thing is, and you can see those logs in there, those are walnut. And here's my dust collectors right here, outside there. And that's about it, my friends. Some people have been asking, and you know, this is an accumulation of about 30 years or 50 some odd years of gathering things, so that's how you do it. So take care of yourself, and if you like what I do, subscribe, or tell your friends, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's keep them whirling.